Hey everyone, it's Rita from Miss Rita to the Rescue here for today's Cricut Chat program. As far as I know, the only live daily Cricut chat program or Cricut programming on Facebook or anywhere else for that matter. If you haven't already, if you're just finding us now, it would behoove you to go back and become a YouTube subscriber if you haven't already subscribed, because there are tons of videos for you to watch there. And let's see. A lot of these are just jam-packed with information. And if you saw something, but you weren't ready to really learn that, you can go to the YouTube channel at any time and watch any of the videos that are there. They're all there, and they're all findable by going to Miss Rita to the Rescue. Good morning. I'm going to say my good mornings to everyone. Hi, Susan and Diane and Constance. Lorena, that's a new name. Terry. Hi, David. Shelley and Christy. Good morning. How lucky you are. Hi, everyone. Hi, Ledra and Midge. Lori Jo is here too today. Hi, everyone. Hello. So today I thought, did I receive Christy? Yes, I did. And I have just been slammed with personal stuff. I got emails from all of you, I believe, and I have to reply. And also if Lisa Odell is on, I have to reply to you, honey, because I want to talk to you. So, there you are. Oh, you're getting out of the hospital. Okay, good. Because I wanted to ask if you were, and I was going to ask you privately, but I thought that since we're all card makers here, that maybe people would like to send Lisa, who just got out of the hospital, a card. So I'm going to check with her offline, and then hopefully you guys would shower her with cards. I think that would be a fun thing to do. So anyway, so this morning we are doing scoring. Okay, because I do get a lot of questions about scoring, and I thought that we would put together this little adorable watermelon treat bowl, and I am going to show you the 3 different ways that you can achieve scoring on your Cricut. Now, all 3 of them would, if you want to do all 3, there's... the Maker has something called an adaptive tool system, which is the one of the 3 ways to do scoring. So if you have just an Explorer, then you only be able to do 2 of the ways. And if you have a Joy, okay, sure, you guys like the idea of cards. I just want to clear it with Lisa, and then we'll send her some cards. Even just a basic get well or hope you're feeling better. I think it would be very nice to do. So, okay. So scoring, is something that comes up a lot. And, I've always been sort of an advocate for the Scoring Stylus, which is this thing here. It's something you can use in both the Explorer and the Maker. It looks like a pen, but it's really just got this sort of tip that pushes into the paper and creates a score line. And it's great. It works great for something with low scoring. But there are some things such as this product, which has scoring all around it, you see, that I think would do better with the scoring wheel. And I want to show you the Scoring Stylus, the scoring wheel, and then the third thing, which is using the file that comes with, in this case, we're going to use this one because it comes with something called dashed cut lines. And dashed cut lines are a way to achieve scoring without having any scoring implement, you know. So so let's go over this. Just so you know, this is a file. It's free, so feel free to go and download it. It's at 3dsvg.com. These are the folks at Dreaming Tree, and if you go, whoop, you have to use the URL. Teddy, come on. You have to use the URL 3dsvg.com, and you can go to free SVG files, which is right up here, or you can do a search here and type in the word watermelon. You can look through. They have a lot of free files, but the watermelon one is the one that I think has a lot of really good scoring, and you can see the dashed cut lines versus the regular scoring using either the wheel or the stylus. So you would go ahead and add this to your cart. You would have to have an account with them, which I do, and I believe I'm already logged in. So it's $0, so it's not going to cost you anything, but you would proceed to the checkout and you would place the order. Even though it's a no cost, this is how they do their free orders, okay? So they're free files. So you do that, and then you come here to this little box. It says Watermelon Snack Bowl Free SVG, and it's in a square. So you do download. So you download it. And this might be slightly different on your computer than it is on mine. I'm working on Mac, but I would go to my download files right here. These are my download files. I have a lot of them, and you can see it. It's called Watermelon Snack Bowl 3dsvg.com. And what you get there is when you open it up, you get a PDF that just helps you. It's sort of instruction sheet that helps you to see what kind of supplies you're going to need. So in this case, we need some 12 by 12 paper, and then we need some 8.5 by 11 in red and black and white. They actually say glitter, but I didn't use glitter on mine. But what you'll notice here is that this is the file that comes in, and it already has these dashed cut lines, which you can certainly, and I do often cut this way. You can certainly do that, but I'm going to show you how to switch it over. So we're going to go to Cricut Design Space. I just want to save this because watermelon snack bowl. Okay, so we're going to save this, but I'm going to pretend like we're starting from new. So I downloaded the file. We started a new project. New's up here. And then we're going to go down here to upload. Okay. And then we're going to go to upload image. This is something entirely different. We can talk about it another time, but we're going to stay on upload image, and we're going to upload and hit browse. And then we find our download folder, which is right here, and we can go down here and locate it. And here what we want to do is to click on that file folder that says SVG. Now here's what I want to point out to you. So these are all individual SVGs. So here's the black glitter. That's for the seeds. And then there's the red, that's for the watermelon fruit part, and then there's white. Oh, thanks, Bab. Thank you. And then we have here, this is the main piece. Now this one, we'll bring it in, but this one is the one with the dashed score lines, okay? So you can see them actually here, they're dashed. That's because designers, when they're outside designers, have to do these dash score lines, but they give you a lot of other options. And you'll see here under the same folder, you'll see solid score lines. Okay. Now, I don't know why they did solid score lines for all 4 of these pieces, but we really only want this one, the one for the green, because that's the one that has all of the scoring. Everything else is just a flat cut. Okay. So we want to pull in both of those. And you'll see here, it's not dashed. It's like straight. Now, let's pull that in, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. I'll pull in all of these pieces for that matter. So once you upload all those pieces, you're going to pull it into a canvas. And here are our 2 green pieces. I'm going to move these guys over. Actually, I'm just going to take them out so they don't interrupt what we're doing. Okay, so here you notice the difference here. This is the dashed score lines. And this here is actually a straight or solid score line, but it's not yet a score line. And so you have to be very careful about this. So if you're importing something that has what they call solid score lines, you do need to make an adjustment here. And that is over here in our layer. This is the one that's highlighted. Over here in our layer, you'll notice that there's 2 pieces or 2 little sections that say cut, cut, and then there's the green one that says cut. We need to change these 2 cut files to scoring, okay? And so we're going to go over to line type over here. So we're changing it here. We're going to highlight on that. It says cut, then go over to line type, and we're going to choose score, okay? And there you go. See, it changed to score. And here is the second one that we're going to change. Go over to line type and choose score. Now you'll see that it's come in and it looks like a scoring line like we're used to. And if in this case, we have the 2 different ones. This one here is with the dashed lines. This one here is a scoring that we want to do. Okay, now we still need to attach the scoring to the base. So we hit attach, which is down here, which is the paper clip. Same with this one. You always need to attach whatever scoring that comes in. But, and we're going to cut this, we're going to cut it 3 ways. We're going to cut it this way, which is the cut lines, the dash cut lines. And we're going to cut this with both the scoring wheel and the scoring stylus so you can see what I'm talking about. So in this case, I want to duplicate this one here because I don't want to change my projects. I want to just change the way that this third one is cut. So that's why I duplicate here. And that's the reason why you would duplicate versus changing your product type, is if you wanted to truly cut it twice and in a different way. Okay. So let's go ahead and hit make it. And you'll see it comes up. Now, one of the things you'll notice here is that on the left-hand side, it says score, cut. That's going to be one of our scoring with our blade or our scoring wheel or the scoring stylus. But the second one just says cut. And that's the one that is just going to do the dashed cut lines. And then the third one goes back to score, cut. And we're going to use the stylus for that. So all of 3 of these are going to be cut with medium cardstock. And when you are getting to this place, because I have a maker, it automatically assumes that I want to use the single scoring wheel in clamp B. So we're going to make an adjustment to that when we get to the second one. So first let's cut out this one, which is just the dash score lines, the ones that we get. And I have my mats ready here. And let me just move you over. Let's see if we can get this. Okay. So move you over, and we've got our paper on our mat. I'm going to put it in, and on the screen I don't have to do anything. I just have to put my paper in. Hi, Penny. If these lines are in the inside of the bowl, could I change the score lines to draw lines and then score them by hand? Oh, yeah, that's a great idea, Terry. You could do that. Yes, you could. Absolutely. And then you could then take your cut piece and take it and run it through your trimmer and score that way. Excellent idea, Terry. Okay, so let's get this one started. This is the one that has just the cutting, which is what comes. Also, Terry, you can use the dashed cut lines as well. Yeah, an old ballpoint pen. Oh, interesting, Midge. So Midge is saying she doesn't have a scoring tool or the wheel, and she doesn't want the cut lines. She can use an old ballpoint pen, and that scores for you. The other option is you could put it in without the scoring, and if you didn't put the scoring stylus in, it would just think that the machine isn't very bright in that respect, because when you put in a scoring stylus, it doesn't know if it's in or not. So if sometimes you forget to put that scoring stylus in, it will cut it, but it won't score it. It'll go through the motions, but it won't. The only part that's smart about the machine is this part. That's what can detect what's in there. So this is our cutting with the dashed score lines. And sometimes this can actually be very tedious because it has to do all of those little cut lines. So you can speed it up by going on to fast mode if you wanted to. That's an option. So it's doing our cutting, and this is the one that's going to take the longest because the scoring wheel and the scoring stylus will be all straight lines. You know what I mean? It's pressed down and go across instead of cutting these little tiny slits into your paper. Okay. Let's see. Oh, hey, while I have you guys and this is cutting, I wanted to tell you that on Friday I won't be able to do a program because I have to go into Boston for a couple of things that were put off because of the COVID crisis. So I won't either. If I do a program, it'll be very late in the day or probably not at all. But that doesn't mean that we're not going to have Cricut Chat date night on Saturday night. We'll still have that. I'm still working on ideas for this Saturday night. If you have any ideas, please feel free to share them, because if there's something you really want to see that I haven't shown you, I'm really interested in hearing that, okay? So Friday, I won't be on, or I'll be on late. And then Saturday night, I'll be back at 7 o'clock so that you guys, if you have any ideas, let me know, okay? Okay, so this is taking a really long time, right? So that's the issue with doing the solid score lines. It takes a lot longer to cut. But what I was going to say, Terry, is that you can do these cut lines, these dash cut lines on the Joy, because the Joy doesn't have scoring doesn't mean you can't use dash cut lines there. So there's that. It's almost done, I think. It says 100% on my screen, but it's still cutting. So what does that mean? I don't know. Okay, so while we watch it finish up, I'm going to get my scoring wheel out so you can see what it is. So this is the scoring wheel that comes, it's sold separately, but it's for the Maker. It does not work in the Explorer, and I'm going to show you why. But it has two different tips. It has this one that's 01 and then one that says 02, okay? And you can easily replace the heads by pressing on this plungery thing and pulling out. You see how it just sort of nestles in there? Okay, our thing is done. Hi, Emmy. Good morning. So this is our the dashed cut lines, okay? So it's definitely dashed. And if you have a Joy, you could cut it this way with the dashed cut lines. But I wanted to show you all 3 different ways. So the next one we'll do is with the Scoring Stylus. Now I do need to make a change on my screen under the screen where it says Tools and Materials Loaded. I'm going to choose, hi Tyler, I have to choose a Scoring Stylus. Let me just quickly show you what I mean. So here is the tool options. Because I have a maker and I want to score, it's giving me the option. Do I want to use the stylus or the wheel? So in this particular one, we're going to use the stylus. So we choose that, and then we have to hit apply. And if you don't do this, you have to actually back out of your screen. Okay, so here is our machine, and it has already the Scoring Stylus in there. And just, so you know, this is how it goes in. You do have to make sure it's all the way in and close it. Now you can keep this. You have a maker and you want to just keep it in there because you forget. That's what I do. I keep it in. You can't close your machine while it's in, but you can keep it in anyway, So watch how this one cuts. It's very quick, and it's going to use this left hand to clamp A. And again, remember, it does scoring first, and then it does the cutting. And if you have if you're writing in addition to scoring, it does scoring always first, then writing, and then cutting. So there it is doing the scoring, not all of this up and down motion that you had with this cut line, the dash cut line. So it's definitely going to go faster than we did it for the with the dash cut line. So it does all the scoring, and it's just about done with the scoring, I believe. Oh, now it has to do the up and down. But look at how quick, instead of having to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cuts. Let's see if it gets close so you can see it. So this has, each one of these pieces has like 5 cuts. So it had to go up and down, 40 times. And that's just for the up and down portion. And then to go across, across is just a few, but it's a lot of up and down, and it does take a long time. So now it's done with scoring, and it's going to start cutting. And this will go really fast. It just has to do the outline of the bowl and everything. So that's pretty cool. So the next one we're going to do is this adaptive tool. And I just want to point out, so this is a scoring wheel, and it comes with a single and a double scoring. This is a single right here. Now the double, let me get my double tip. Okay, here's the double. You can see it has like 2, like almost like a ridge. See that? There. Okay, so that's the double, and there's the single. And the difference between them is that the double is used for fancy papers like glitter paper, craft board, and things like that, because when you cut with the single, it cracks when you use those. But if you cut with the double, it does not crack. So that's the difference there. So if you like to use a lot of glitter paper in your creations and you have a maker, you can buy both of the tips. I think you can also buy just the single tip as well. I haven't used the double all that much, but I do know that it works really great for glitter paper and such. So now we're going to cut it out with the adaptive scoring tool that's called the scoring wheel. So what we need to do is we need to take out our blade, and I want to show you something. If I hit go without changing out my blade, you can't see my screen, but it's right now it's detecting the tool. And if I say forgot to put in the scoring blade, I get a message saying the scoring wheel is not detected. So it won't go until I take out my blade. And this is clamp B, by the way. And so you see here how it has these like teeth. That's what the Maker has. It has these teeth. So it allows for this to move around and do different angles, okay? So we have to put it in there, and it sort of rests in the back, which is where those scoring, where those teeth are. So we hold that and we just close this clamp B. So clamp A is for the Scoring Stylus. Clamp B is for your regular blade or any of the adaptive tools. So we're going to go ahead and get this going. It's going to do the scoring first, just like with the Scoring Stylus. And here, by the way, is our Scoring Stylus cutout. So you can see that it does this scoring without those cut lines. So we're going to look at how those look when we go to put them together after this is done. Oh, thanks, Susan. You're so kind, Susan. And I don't know if you can see it, but the scoring wheel does like kind of rotate around. The bottom part rotates around. It's really kind of interesting to watch. And again, I will, people ask me, well, which one do you use? And to be honest, I've done it all three ways. When I'm in a hurry, I probably would just use the Scoring Stylus. If I'm just going to do a card that has one score, I use the Stylus. But if I'm doing something that has a lot of scoring, I will switch it out to the scoring wheel. Now it's telling me on my screen that I have to take this out and put this back in. And now it's going to cut. I'm going to put my scoring wheel back into my handy dandy tool holder. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but if you have a Maker and you have a couple of tools, it's really worth it to get. And then the tips go here in the bottom. That came out this year, I think. Now, prior to this, I did cut out all of the decorative pieces for the watermelons because I figured I didn't want to waste time on that. So the pieces that I cut out are the white and the red and then the black seeds. So we're just going to focus on putting together that bowl in 3 different ways. I'm just going to move some things over here so you guys can see it when we're done. Okay, it's done. I'm just going to take it out. Now this is the one done with the scoring wheel. Hold on, I'll show you. And see how crisp this, let's hold it up to, this is the Scoring Stylus and this is the scoring wheel. There's a definite difference here. And then here is our dashed cut lines. So it's a 3 different things, and you'll decide if you think one is better than the other. So let's take you over to my workspace here, and okay, gotta get you down. There we go. All right. Okay, so we have our 3 pieces. This is the dashed score line. Actually, this is the green pieces, so we're going to take it off. And this is the Scoring Stylus. And this is the scoring, I want to rip it, scoring wheel. Okay, so the dashed cut lines, you all with any of these, you have to still, fold it at the score line. So all you do is you just kind of fold it this way, all around the edge there. And then these tabs get pushed down like this. All right, and the sides get pushed down. So one of the things that people people who use the dashed cut lines complain about is that sometimes it causes the paper to look, and I'll get up real close so you can have a look. It makes the paper look kind of funny and sort of broken, and so maybe they don't like that look. Okay, and so here is the stylus. It's a little bit harder to fold because it's not really super deep in there, and it doesn't have all those cuts in the paper. So it's a little bit harder to fold, but still achieving the scoring, which is what we want. And let's do these. Okay, so this is the Scoring Stylus. Now compared to this one, the dash cut lines, here it is. I noticed that the paper looks a little bit raised like that. Let's see if that's the same as the scoring wheel. So here's the scoring wheel. And again, we're just gonna fold these. And this is much easier to fold than with the Scoring Stylus. Much easier. Oops. Still, you need to fold it. Okay, so that's what the scoring wheel looks like. I think it's pretty similar to the stylus. And here is the cut line. So you'd have to decide which one you like best. Let me show you how it goes together. So again, we have our, we have here on the side, we have these two watermelon pieces that consist of this white part, the red part, and then the watermelon seeds, and then the green. Let's put our glue on there. Since we're going kind of hog wild, I was thinking when I was putting these together, you know, you could definitely use adhesive vinyl. We've been going a little bit cuckoo for adhesive vinyl lately. So if you had black vinyl and you wanted to replace all that paperwork with an adhesive type of thing, you could do that. I noticed that in some places I kind of got the glue on, where is it? Here, like there's a glue thing. So you could always do that. Let's see, where are the rest of our, well, I don't know if I have to show you the rest of them, but here they are. So here's what we got. We got these two side pieces, and then we have this main piece that we've already scored. And what we're going to do is we're going to put the glue on these tabs right here. First on one side, then on the other. Not a whole lot of glue, just a little tiny bit. And you can do both sides if you want at once. And I mean both sides, like left and right, not both sides here. I would do this separately. Thank you, Lynn. Appreciate that. Okay, and so what I'm doing is lining up on the side right here. And so I can achieve this curve. That's what the scoring is for. So I can achieve a curve. I am putting those tabs. To be honest, Babs, if you had to choose between the scoring and the other ones, I would choose the scoring. I think the scoring is so much fun and really useful, but only works for the Maker. I forget what machine you have, Babs. Do you have a Maker or you have an Explorer? Okay, so see how it's achieving this sort of curved look? Really neat, right? Now on this side, let's put our glue. Again, you can do both sides here with the little dot of glue. Remember, less is more with the glue. Oh, okay, so Babs, you can't use on an Explorer, you can't use the scoring wheel, but you can use the scoring stylus, which is just, you know, I think is just as good for these kinds of projects, to be honest. I mean, did you see much of a difference between the two? Yeah, Shelley's talking about Engraving Tool, which I have to demo because I have to show you guys what it looks like. The thing is that I need to get the acrylic to do the demo of that, but I will show it to you. All right, so here we've got our bowl. This is what it looks like on the inside. This is what it looks like on the outside. And this was done with the scoring wheel. And then we just take our little slices of watermelon and we put that on the side. We could have put that on before we put it together, but to each his own. You could do it before or after. And here we go. And there's our first bowl complete. And it's done with, this one is the one that's done with the scoring wheel. Which again, remember, scoring wheel just for the Maker. This one was done with the Scoring Stylus. It is really cute and it's free. It's free. How do you skip the scoring? Well, Deborah's asking about skipping the scoring and continue cutting when using the ear. What you would have to do, Deborah, is probably have to erase or eliminate or hide the scoring part of your layer. That's easy enough. I can show you how to do that. So here's again how to put it together. We're just putting those tabs on each of the on the sides here, making sure we get that circular look. Okay. And so if you have an Explorer, don't run out and get a Maker just so you can use the scoring wheel. Don't do that. Get the Scoring Stylus if you have an Explorer. If you have a Maker and you don't have either the scoring wheel or the stylus, then you can get either or. But look, this is the scoring wheel. This is the scoring stylus. And let me just do one part of this. Wait. I'm getting myself confused. This is the scored cut line. I'm sorry. This is that dash cut line. And this is the scoring wheel. So let's do this one, which is the scoring stylus. To be honest, it's just a kind of a preference thing and depends on the machine that you have. But I just kind of want to demystify this scoring because, and you can also do, you can't do it with your machine, but you can also score on a scoring board, which I have somewhere. I found it again. I was like, oh, I'm going to show you guys. But you can certainly do. So this is the scoring stylus. This is the dashed cut lines. And this is the scoring wheel. So scoring wheel, dash cut lines, scoring stylus. See? It's just a little slightly different look, I think, and want you to see that, okay? Yep, they do. You're right. Michelle says Doing Tree also gives you videos on how to construct each project. I'm not sure if they do it for all of their free projects. So what's the difference with the scoring wheel and double scoring? So that has to do with, so this is the single scoring wheel. You know that because it says 01 on it, and it has one head, and it's not a blade, it's just a wheel, okay? And this is, where is it? Here it is. I know that this is the one, it says 02, and you see how it has like a double there? And by the way, to change them out, you press that piece, take out your one that's in there, and then put it in this way, and lift that depressor, and it's on there good. The reason why you would use a 2 instead of the 1 has to do with the paper that you're cutting, or the material that you're cutting is paper. But if you're using, say, a glossy craft board or shimmer paper or glitter paper, if you use that with the 01, you might get some cracking. So they developed this one with the 02, and it basically creates like a little divot inside, makes it a lot less prone to cracking. Okay? Did that answer your question, Amy? And so let's see. I wanted to just show who asked the question. I forget the name, but asked, how would I eliminate scoring altogether? Yes, you can do that if you want to do the scoring by hand. So I want to take you back to my screen, and in the event that you want to, I don't know, score by hand, or just not have the scoring, that's a possibility. So let's go over here. Who was it that asked me that question? How do I skip? So Deborah. Okay, so this is for you, Deborah. Okay, so here is, we'll just look at one. So here is our main piece with the, let's see. This one is with the dashed cut lines, okay? So the first thing that you could do is when you're pulling it in, you don't have to attach the dashed cut lines. That's the first thing that you could do that's different, Deborah. So when you're pulling it in, like this, you always have to, if it's from an outside designer, you always have to attach the cut lines or the scoring, whatever, the solid lines, the dash cut lines. See over here, and I don't know if you can see it on the right hand side at the bottom, it says attach. You don't have to attach them. If you wanted to do this without those cut lines, you would just hide them like that. And then you could do your cutting without scoring. Okay, or if they were already attached because we were working before, you can detach them if you wanted to, and I think I have to ungroup too. You have to ungroup and detach, and you can actually just eliminate those scoring lines. So you can either hide them or eliminate them. Okay. So there are all your options. Obviously, you can still score by hand, or you can do it. I don't know how else you would do it, but by hand, the scoring wheel, the scoring stylus, or using the dash cut lines, or not using any at all. That's an option as well. So I hope that you enjoyed this really fun look at all of the tools that are available to you as a cutter, and definitely go and have a look. I'm moving this all over, but definitely go and have a look at all of those free files that are available at Dreaming Tree. I'll leave a link, so if you've forgotten, it's 3D SVG, but I'll leave a link. They have a great little shop. Obviously, they sell things. They sell SVGs, and I've shown you how to upload their SVGs. It all works the same, but they do have this really wonderful little section called Free SVG Files. It's right up here, and there's actually a card that I want to do with you guys, the Sun, Sand, and Sea card. So I want to do that, and they have a lot of great little free projects to kind of get your feet wet, because there are other projects that are really big and pretty can get overwhelming to people. And I just want to show you, here's one that is, look at this one. This is the Enchanted Winterland. Let's have a look if it will take me there. But I mean, this thing is enormous. So instead of just kind of trying to bite off more than you can chew, it's sort of like if you're learning to knit, knit a scarf before you knit an entire blanket or socks or, you know, a sweater. So just try out the free ones, okay? All right, I think that's it for today. I just wanted to end with a reminder that I won't be here on Friday, but I am going to be here on Saturday night for date night. If you're not already a subscriber, I'm trying to increase, you know, my reach. So if you're not already subscribing to my YouTube channel, could you consider subscribing or sharing with somebody so that I'll get more subscribers? That does help me. And what else is there? And you can also see all the videos there. They're all listed there on the YouTube page. And what else? And I'm looking for ideas for Saturday night, so let me know. Thanks so much, everyone, and enjoy your day. We'll see you again tomorrow. Okay, take care. Thanks, Michelle.